The Big Al Podcast with your host, Al Bishop, unfiltered and uncut. Former teammates. Set to do battle. Warriors. Preparing to make history. EFC67, Cabeza versus Allen for the featherweight title. Ilisov versus Penko for the women's strawweight title. Live from Carnival City, Johannesburg, 10 March. Ticket and broadcast information at efcworldwide.com.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're taking a look at EFC67, which is happening this weekend, 10th of March at Carnival City. If you haven't got your tickets, make sure you get down and get them. It's a massive card. We've got 3 new internationals, as well as the inaugural Women's Strawweight Championship up for grabs. Some massively exciting matchups across the card, especially in the main card and in the preliminary card as well. It's going to be a great night. Get there early. Make sure you get to see the prelim fights. You won't be sorry. There's a couple of prelim fights I just want to flick through, and then we'll focus on the main card a little bit more in depth. First up on the prelim cards, we've got that, in my opinion, is Devin Cronje versus Amisi Kabia. Why I say that, Devin Cronje is obviously a massive young talent, really looking to make inroads. He's 1-1 as a pro at the moment. He is the former five-star bantamweight champion. He's a very exciting talent, and we really want to see him back in action. He was trying to get a different fight, I think, with Tanshil Mudli, which never came to fruition. So he gets to welcome Amisi Kabea. Kabea coming from the ever-growing stable of Brothers in Arms under Conti Siabi. We expect a tough fight from anybody in that gym, and we're really looking forward to see how he goes on his first outing, especially against a tough assignment like Devin Cronje. Devin Cronje is possibly, a future prospect for the featherweight division, and we're very excited to see what he brings for us. The next fight I'd like to take a look at on that card is Steven Guts Gonzalez versus Trezeguet Tupac Kanyinda. Gonzalez is a guy who's 4-0 now as a professional. He's really looking to build some momentum, stake his claim on the featherweight division. He's racked up some really good submissions and some really good victories. Also coming out of Fight Star, he's a massive prospect for the featherweight division. Tall, lanky guy. Obviously, training in Tap Out, you expect him to have very high caliber of boxing, with training with Gert Stradom, and obviously with Vickers Swart there on the ground. So we expect to see him develop over the next couple of years, and a really great prospect for the featherweight division. And then Trezeguet Kanyinda, what can we say? I think his last fight was on 48 hours notice. He managed to get a good KO victory over Andrew Smith in Durban. Very exciting guy, very wild, very crazy, quite unorthodox, but he's hard as nails and really brings the fight. And he's exciting for the fans. I think he's a bit of a showman, and he always really gets into it. So it's going to be a tough assignment for Steven Gonzalez and for Trezeguet Kanyinda himself. But it's a good fight to look out for on the prelim cards, but make sure you get there early so you can see that fight. And just an update, Gunther Kalunda will still be on the cards. Obviously, he was originally touted to face Cam Pritchard. Cam Pritchard had to pull out. As far as I understand, he had a bit of a knee problem. He will be facing P.T. Coxon as a late replacement. Should be a pretty good fight. Coxon brings it. He's always a game ready to fight, and Gunther Kalunda really looking to cement his place in the welterweight division. He is touted as a future prospect, and should be a super exciting fight.
Right, moving on to the main card. I think this is the fight most people are seriously excited to see. That BK Masunyani versus the newcomer Conor Hignett. Much has been said already about this fight. The two of them have been going at it online. BK obviously is such an exciting athlete. He's got insane power, athleticism. He's creative. He's confident. He's everything you expect from a future champion. Obviously looking to keep his momentum going. He's 4-0 at the moment. Last 3 fights have gone to a decision, which have been 15 minutes of just action-packed MMA action. Like we said, he's extremely quick. He seems to be getting stronger by the day. We saw in his last fight the way he managed to put Magno Alves down time and time again, and he's really, really exciting. He'll be welcoming Conor Hignett, who's out of the UK. Hammer Jim, the guys from Hammer are becoming quite synonymous for having quite a mouth. He comes out here to face a hell of a task ahead of him in BK. Conor Hignett is no slouch. He arrives here with a 5-2 record. Both of his losses have been decisions. He's never been stopped, and all 5 of his wins have been by submission. The last one, which was a heel hook, which is quite interesting, which we'll see in a minute here. Really, really, well, we expect that he has quite a high level of ground knowledge with 5 submission wins. A great addition to the flyweight division there. I think he'll really bring something new and exciting, but he's got a hell of a task ahead of him. A great challenge for BK and a real exciting fight. If you're looking for fight of the night opportunities, this is definitely one of them. I'm sure these are 2 guys that are going to be hunting a bonus. They're really going at it online, and a really, really exciting fight. I like the look of Conor Hignett. I'm a big fan of BK Masinyani, and I really think this is going to be a cracker. Both guys are extremely efficient on the ground. BK obviously has that Commonwealth standard wrestling and a really, really high caliber wrestling. Conor Hignett, according to his record, is massively skilled on the ground. Really, really talented guy. He's confident. He's really brimming to get out here. He's not scared to get under a couple of South African skins, and it's going to be a hell of a matchup. He'll be hunting for submissions, obviously, and BK will do what he does. Look for acrobatics, big double leg takedowns, all that sort of stuff. The online stuff is really, really exciting. It's at littlegiant_BK and at handgrenade_01. Go and check it out. There's all sorts of stuff going on. There's Conor Hignett with no pants on, and the guys are really going at it. So it's an exciting matchup, massively exciting fight. The next fight is a fan favorite, Gordon Rutman versus the fighter season 1 alumni Mzwandile Hlongwa. Rage, his record looking at 3-6-1 at the moment. He's really looking to get a W against his name. We all know Gordon Rutman is a guy who leaves it all out there, heart on the sleeve, go for all or nothing at all. He's going to go and go for broke, get into a war and really try and get that W. I feel like he's really, really, really going to need to get that win to stay relevant in the division. It's a massive division now, stacked up with the fighter guys. All the guys are contracted to the EFC, so it's a very big division at the moment. We all love to see Gordon Rutman perform, but even more love to see him win. He's lost 2 on the trot. His last one was a KO loss or TK loss to Will Fleury at the end of the year in his hometown. I'm sure that must have stung quite a bit, so he'll really want to rectify that and get back out there and put on a good performance. We love to see him fight, and I think this is going to be a tough one for him. He's up against a big guy, Mzwandile Hlongwa, who's going to be physical, he's going to be strong, and also has a high-powered right hand. So you've got 2 guys with massively strong right hands that'll really be going for it. I think Hlongwa, like I said, is a big physical guy. He possesses great power. He's already had 1 fight in the EFC. He won by TKO within the first round, I think it was. Didn't have the best showing in the fight. He lost his fight against Batamak Bertrand. He looked a bit slow, a little bit tired, and he's going to have a hard night, I think, against Gordon Rutman, who's really going to bring it. He's going to pile on the pressure and see what he can get out of Hlongwa. Hlongwa will also be looking to state his claim on that division and really announce himself there. He has one fight in the UFC, like we said, and he'll be trying to get that tally up to 2. I think both guys will be looking to find a home for their right hand, and really make it a short night. Quick night is a good night, is what they say. Let's see how he comes up against the veteran of Gordon Ruttman. The next matchup is another absolute barn burner, or potential barn burner if you like. It's Warren Allison versus Renier de Ridder. De Ridder is another newcomer coming out of the Netherlands, very highly rated. I think he's 8-0 at the moment. Massive jiu-jitsu background, and really exciting matchup. We all know Warren Allison. He's been around a long time. Guy's really on a surge. His record's looking at 7-4 now with 5 submission victories. It's no secret that he is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. He'll be looking to notch up his 3rd win in a row. His last one was a massively impressive victory over former champion Gideon Drotsky. It ended in a brutal fashion, and I think Warren Allison really laid a statement. Put all the middleweights on high alert, and he's ready for that title now. The 3rd win on the trot will definitely catapult him into that conversation. However, his last 2 losses were also against foreign invaders, and I think this one might just be his biggest challenge to date. Renier de Ridder comes with some massive credentials, and he'll really be looking to arrive in style and really lay down an arrival statement as well. De Ridder comes from Holland. He's a middleweight with an unblemished record of 8-0 with 6 submission victories and 2 KOs. He has a very impressive 100% finish rate in 8 fights, and he'll definitely be looking to really arrive in South Africa and state a claim. He's a multiple-time jiu-jitsu champion. I think he's a brown belt from what we can see, and he comes with a highly talented background, and we're really looking forward to this one. It might just be the biggest challenge for Warren Allison to date. A surging Warren Allison at that, obviously a newcomer when he comes here, to South Africa, especially to Joburg. He's got a couple of things to deal with, get used to the country, deal with the altitude and all these kind of things, where Warren Allison will be really well equipped for all of that. Again, if you're placing bets on which fight would be fight of the night, you definitely want to put your money on this fight. I think this is going to be a ground lovers expose and a really massively exciting fight. Again, it's this card goes from strength to strength, and this is another great fight. More massively amazing talent coming out of let's say Europe that the EFC are finding, and this is going to be an exciting one. Keep your eyes on that one. Right, onto the co-main event. EFC67's co-main event will be a historic one, as the women's strawweight title will be up for grabs for the first time in the EFC's 8 years of existence. It will also be only the second only female ever to be crowned a champion in the EFC's organization, and it's going to be a hell of an exciting one. The 2 combatants will be Daniela Eliasov and Chiara Penko out of Italy. Eliasov has been a pioneer of women's MMA in South Africa, and looking to cement herself in the history books of South African MMA, becoming the first ever strawweight champion. She's only ever fought international opponents in the EFC. She's gone 2-3 with the only loss and very narrow victory to also another Italian in Nicole De Segni. Her last fight was against a very highly regarded Spanish fighter, Irene Cabello, who she absolutely dominated. Cabello ended up verbally tapping from that one, from what seemed to be pure exhaustion is the only way, which ultimately put her into the limelight for the inaugural title shot. Her opponent will be another Italian in the form of Chiara Penko, who's a young undefeated prospect from Italy. She has a very young record of 2-0, with both wins coming via submissions in the first round. That was a triangle and an armbar. She's 22 years of old, looking to cement herself in the MMA elite by winning a huge title in only her 3rd fight. I know a lot of people were saying it's quite harsh for someone to come over here and fight straight for a title, but I think we have to bear in mind the growth of the female division. So I think it's a great... The last person to beat Daniela Eliasov was also hailed from Italy, and perhaps that'll give Penko the encouragement that she requires. It's going to be a hell of a task to come out and take on someone like Daniela Eliasov, who's flying high. She comes from a solid team, that's Team CIT. She'll be looking, again, like I said, to cement her place in South African MMA history, and it's going to be a cracking fight, a historic co-main event, EFC67. Make sure you check it out. Right, on to the main event for the evening. Sadly, that main event has changed. It was scheduled for Iga Cabeza to defend his featherweight belt against his former teammate Boyd Allen. Unfortunately, as what happens in the sport, Boyd Allen fell sick with flu and can no longer make that fight. A lot has been said about this matchup already, obviously with the news breaking of Boyd pulling out of the fight. A lot more was said. Just to kind of give you an indication for those of you that don't really understand what's happening there, things like antibiotics will impact your fitness levels, your capacity to do work in massive leaps. It takes a long time to recover from antibiotics. It takes a long time for such highly tuned athletes to recover from such things, and we only want to see Boyd performing at his absolute best, and we wish him a speedy recovery from that, and we hope to see him in there very soon. Obviously, it's disappointing as a fan. We're not going to get to see him there. But on the plus side, EFC has found a replacement. Iga Cabeza will still be competing. As far as we understand, at the time of recording this, it's going to be a non-title fight. The show will go on, as they say. And hopefully down the line, we will get to see Boyd Allen and Iga Cabeza, if that's how fate intends it. Without that fight, it doesn't mean the card has changed too much. It's still a massively exciting card. We have the co-main event, Danielle Eliasov versus Kiara Penko for the inaugural Women's Strawweight Championships. We've got Gordon Luetman on the card, who everyone loves to see him perform. BK Masunyani welcoming probably one of the biggest threats to his career so far. And some really, really exciting fights. Renee Derrida versus Warren Allison is a huge fight. Massively talented guys, extremely high level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's really going to be an exciting card. And let's not forget the guys coming up in the prelim bouts. Really exciting stuff. Make sure you get down, get your tickets from CompuTicket, tune into SABC3 on Saturday night, 10th of March, EFC67, Carnival City. Make sure you tune in, and we are out.